Hi everyone, I'm Lauren from Single Barrel Soaps, and today I'm doing a little experimental batch, which I'm so excited about. So I have some bourbon in my fragrance oil. I'm not sure if you can see it separating. It's definitely fighting with my fragrance oil. So I have friends at our local liquor store at Mount Airy Liquors, and he contacted me and he was like, hey, we were playing during the snow day and we over smoked some bourbon. Can you use it in soap? Yes. Yes, I can. Sorry, I've got a kid in the background, of course. And I'm so excited, and I kind of just getting pushed down the list. I had already picked out the fragrance oil I was going to use, already picked out everything. And today he messaged me, he's like, so, how's it going? And I'm like, okay, we're doing it right now. So that was actually probably about a half hour ago, and I'm like, we're doing it. So, really simple soap today. I am using no colors. I am doing no design because... Hold on one second, Bear. Because the bourbon, the sugar content will cause my soap to speed up a lot. So I'm hoping I don't end up with soap on a stick. Let me go take care of him before I actually start. I'll be right back. Okay, so this should be a pretty quick video, really simple. I am going to add my lye and water solution in. I'm going to mix this up to a light trace. Everything is actually pretty warm today because I just prepped it, which I'm fine with. I'm not trying to do any fancy designs. So I'm going to make this to a light trace, maybe a little past that, and then I'm going to mix in my smoked bourbon and fragrance oil mix and throw it into the mold as fast as possible. So let's get started. And I don't want to get a false trace, which is when you think it's all mixed together, but it's actually not. So you pour it in the mold and then it separates. All right, so if this works how I want it to, make sure, one more buzz. I am going to mix this in with my stick blender, have it mix and pour it in, and there should literally be, I'm hoping, like 20 to 30 seconds where it's easy to pour, and then it'll set up. So just enough time for me to get it from here into here. But let's see. All right, I'm pretty confident everything is good. Now, I should have a little timer, 20 to 30 seconds. Stir it around. And this is one of the few soaps that I will not insulate. If it gets too hot, it will crack. It's not as much at sea, it's already thickening. But it looks like I timed it right. I'm going to scrape this out before I tap it down, just so it all gets in. It smells really good. I'm using tobacco and bay leaves from Brambleberry and a little bit of a bourbon fragrance, and I think it's going to draw out the smokiness of the bourbon so well. Okay. See, malleable. Let me clean up the edges. And this, I didn't use any colors because the bourbon would discolor it anyway. And if you saw how fast this is setting up, I didn't want to mess with other layers. I would not have had time to do any layers. But this is so gorgeous right now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my little spoon. I have really no idea where I found this little mini spoon. But I'm just going to go and put some texture. And this one I can actually make a little higher because I'm not trying to gel it. It's going to go through gel phase. There's no, with the amount of bourbon I put in, there's no doubt in my mind it will go through gel phase. I may lightly wrap a towel under it or around it, but that would be it. So I'm just doing a little texture, and then, because I can't have just a simple little soap, I am gonna put a little bit of black sea salt. See, that is solid. Black sea salt on top just to add a little something else. But I'm so excited. So yes, Brambleberry's Fine Black Sea Salt. And I was actually thinking about putting a gritty layer in here because it's more of a masculine scent, like adding pumice or some salts to it, but I mean, this set up fast. I was like, I'm not gonna complicate my life. I tend to do that anyway, so I decided I would not do it for this soap. I just want a nice soap that would show off the fun bourbon that they smoked. All right, see, this is completely solid, completely. All right, I'm gonna spray it with rubbing alcohol, and I actually will try to take some pictures throughout the day. With this color, you should be able to see the gel phase happen. Yeah, I don't want to cover it because the heat could cause cracking on top, which is a purely cosmetic issue, but I really prefer not to. So, all right, I'm gonna spray it with rubbing alcohol. I'll bring you guys in for a close-up, and then I will take pictures throughout the day. Bye. Hi guys, we are back the next morning. I'm whispering a little bit because I still have a kid or two that's sleeping, so I'm hoping to get this done before anyone wakes up. But look at the change in color. I'm really excited about this. Surprisingly, it did not go through the gel phase. It did go through gel phase, but I ended up covering it. So I was really actually surprised about that. There's no cracking. Everything looks good. I think this is gonna go through some neat color changes in the next few weeks. All right, let's cut it. And I turned it on its side because I did put the black sea salt on top, and you could get drag marks through the soap. Oh, I really like when soap does this. So you can see the inside that has not been exposed to any air is a different color than the outside. So when you have a soap that does this, normally there's always different ones, but what this normally means is that it will darken, at least to the color of the outside, if not a lot darker. And I think this one will go darker. Oh, I love it. And it smells really good. I picked tobacco and bay leaves from Brambleberry, and then I also blended it with a bourbon fragrance I have, and it's just a really good blend. You can smell the smokiness from the smoked bourbon. I think the fragrance oil just really worked with that well, kind of heightened it. This is just a really fun batch to do, which I love. That's the one thing, like a huge thing about soap making that I love, is that there's so many different things you can do, and you can always learn, and you can always try something new. So when I get a call or a message like, hey, can you use this smoked bourbon? Yes I can. And it's funny because Casey did warn me. He's like, but don't drink it. He's like, or if you do, just be aware. There's a little too much smoke in it. And I smelled it and I was like, I don't think so. I think we'll just keep it for soap. I'm fine with that. So I love these. So then these will cure, and I will take pictures as they cure. Yeah, the gel phase was not as striking as it is with some of my soaps, so I didn't really get pictures of that. But I kind of like the golden olive color it has. I'm trying to think of like what color it looks like. It looks very golden. A little bit of a like olive undertone. There you go. I love these. This is good. And you know, sometimes it's just nice to make a small batch of something a little different. So I'm excited. I'm gonna clean up. This comes off the back. I'm gonna clean up and I will be back to stamp them. Okay, everyone's lined up to stamp. I hear kids starting to wake up, so I'm gonna hurry this up. So I'm just gonna spray my barrel stamp with 91% rubbing alcohol. I press down and I kind of move the stamp in a little circle and pull up. And I can get about 3 to 4 soaps usually stamped before I have to spray again. So the rubbing alcohol prevents the soap and the stamp from sticking together. And you can tell sometimes when I try to push like little too many, you can see how they get sticky. But I literally, with my recipe, I cut the soap, line them up and stamp them, so that it's been maybe, I don't even think 5 minutes since I cut this, and it's good to go. But I hope you guys liked this video. I haven't done like a chatty one in a while, so this felt really good. I love how this turned out. It smells really good, and I can't wait to see how this cures. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching.